and welcome to a new episode of My Collection, the show where I present all my aircraft models of one specific airline. In this episode we will take a look at all my aircraft of British Airways. For this episode I'm using a fleet consisting of two Shorts 360, one Dornier DO328 jet, one Embraer ERJ 145, one Embraer ERJ 170, one Embraer ERJ 190, two Boeing 737-400, one Airbus A318-100, two Airbus A319-100, one Airbus A320-200, two Airbus A320neo, one Boeing 757-200, one Concorde, one Boeing 787-9, two Boeing 777-200ER, two Airbus A350-1000 and three Boeing 747-400s. More information about the aircraft models used in this video can be found in the description below. British Airways, or short BA, is the flag carrier airline of the United Kingdom. It is headquartered in London, near its main hub at Heathrow Airport. The airline is the second largest UK-based carrier based on fleet size and passengers carried, behind EasyJet. In January 2011, BA merged with Iberia, creating the International Airlines Group, IAG. The airline was formed during the First World War and was the first airline to operate regular international flights between London and Paris. However, British Airways as we know it today was only formed in 1974. First signs of the airline as we know today started to emerge in the 1950s. Proposals to establish a joint British airline combining the assets of the British Overseas Airways Corporation (BOAC) and British European Airways (BEA) were first raised in 1953 as a result of difficulties in attempts by BOAC and BEA to negotiate air rights through the British colony of Cyprus. Increasingly, BOAC was protesting that BEA was using its subsidiary Cyprus Airways to circumvent an agreement that BEA would not fly routes further east than Cyprus, particularly to the increasingly important oil regions in the Middle East. Ultimately, the proposal for mergers were blocked until the late 1960s, when the process of creating a single British Airways was once more begun. By 1972, a unified British Airways board was formed, managing both BEA and BOAC, and the two regional British airlines, Cambrian Airways based at Cardiff and Northeast Airlines based at Newcastle upon Tyne. Although each airline's branding was maintained initially, 2 years later the British Airways board unified its branding, effectively establishing British Airways as an airline on the 31st of March 1974. Following 2 years of fierce competition with British Caledonian, the second largest airline in the United Kingdom at the time, the government changed its aviation policy in 1976 so that the two carriers would no longer compete on long-haul routes. Apart from being the first decade for British Airways, the 1970s was also the decade where British Airways alongside Air France became the first operator of scheduled supersonic flights using the legendary Concorde. The world's first supersonic passenger service flew on the 21st of January 1976 from Heathrow Airport to Bahrain, followed by services to the US beginning in May 1976 with flights to Washington Dulles Airport and New York JFK Airport from September 1977. In 1981, the airline was instructed to prepare for privatization by the Conservative Thatcher government. Sir John King, later Lord King, was appointed chairman, charged with bringing the airline back into profitability. While many other large airlines at the time struggled, King was credited with transforming British Airways into one of the most profitable air carriers in the world. The flag carrier was privatized and was floated on the London Stock Exchange in February 1987. In the same year, British Airways started the process of taking over its longtime rival and still regarded as UK's second airline, British Caledonian. By 1988, the merger had been completed. In 1992, British Airways expanded through the acquisition of the financially troubled Dornier, giving BA a much larger presence at Gatwick Airport. British Asia Airways, a subsidiary based in Taiwan, was formed in March 1993 to operate between London and Taipei. The same month, BA purchased a 25% stake in the Australian airline Qantas, and with the acquisition of Brymon Airways in May, formed British Airways City Express, which later became BA Connect. In September 1998, British Airways alongside American Airlines, Cathay Pacific, Qantas and Canadian Airlines formed the One World Airline Alliance. One World began operations on the 1st of February 1999 and is the third largest airline alliance in the world behind SkyTeam and Star Alliance. The 2000s started for British Airways with merger plans and restructurings. British Airways and KLM conducted talks on a potential merger, reaching a decision in July to file an official merger plan with the European Commission. The plan, however, fell through in September 2000. British Asia Airways ceased operations in 2001 after BA suspended flights to Taipei, and British Airways' low-cost subsidiary Go was sold. In 2008, BA unveiled its new subsidiary Open Skies, taking advantage of the liberalization of transatlantic traffic rights between Europe and the United States. Open Skies flew non-stop from Paris to New York's JFK and Newark airports. Also in 2008, British Airways announced a merger plan with Iberia, another flag carrier airline in the One World Alliance, wherein each airline would retain its original branding. The agreement was confirmed in April 2010, and in July the European Commission and US Department of Transport permitted the merger, forming the new International Airlines Group IAG. The 2010s began with new takeover plans of British Airways, with a shortlist of 12 possible acquisitions. By late 2011, an agreement was announced to purchase British Midland International from Lufthansa. 2015, the takeover of Aer Lingus followed, but while the BMI brand following the 2011 merger with BA was abandoned, the Aer Lingus brand was maintained, and thus the airline is still operating as part of the IAG airline family. The current BA fleet as of January 2024 consists of 27 Airbus A319-100, 56 Airbus A320-200, 20 Airbus A320neo, 1 Airbus A321-200, 13 Airbus A321neo, 17 Airbus A350-1000, 42 Boeing 777-200ER, 16 Boeing 777-300ER, 12 Boeing 7878, 18 Boeing 7879, 7 Boeing 787-10 and 12 Airbus A380-800s. I will now leave you with some more images of my British Airways fleet, but I'm very curious to know what BA plane models you have, so feel free to let me know in the comments below. If you have enjoyed this video, then feel free to leave a like, that would really help out the series and the channel, and if you are new around here, why not hit subscribe, that way you won't miss out on any future videos. With that, I'd like to say thank you very much for watching, hope to see you soon again, I'm checking out, and bye.